Hi everyone, this is Heath again. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be removing the auto AC board just in case you need to replace it. So the auto AC board is located underneath the blue cover on the right hand side of the machine. It is located behind this panel. It is very important to unplug the machine completely and power it down. So what we'll do is remove this cover first. There's two little pop outs and it pops right off. Set that to the side. Inside here is where your auto AC board is. What this board does is distribute power throughout the entire machine. So to remove it, we're going to disconnect the connectors. There's a little clasp right up here on the top. So we'll pinch that and pull it straight back. We'll do that on all three of these connectors here. Pretty much the only tool that we're going to need is a 3mm Allen wrench. I prefer using a T-handle or one that's long so I can get into here. These two screws, there's one on this side and one on this side. And we'll basically take those two screws out and then we can slide this entire board out. Okay. Some models of the machine will not have this wire right here. What these wires are is connected to an air pressure regulator. It'll actually cut the air pressure off once it's reached a pressure and turn it back on. On some of the earlier versions, it was not available. The next thing we'll have to remove is the air tube coming off of the air pump. We'll grab it by the tube and pull it straight off. I can set that to the side. Now I can actually slide this board out, making sure it's not getting caught up or anything. Have to lift it and kind of wiggle it out. Alright. Being careful not just to yank this thing out of the machine because of these different wires that are connected. You have a ground wire. You would remove that with a 2mm Phillips head screwdriver, holding that screw separate. And then you'll probably have to prop this up, or you can actually disconnect this wiring. Notice that my wiring actually came undone once I pulled this out, so you got to make sure that all this gets plugged back in properly. Then you would slide your new board on, reconnect everything, sliding it back in. So now what we're going to do is put the new auto AC board back in. First thing I did was reconnect the ground wire, make sure it's nice and tight. Make sure my wiring is out of the way. I will take this air tube and put it right back onto its little connector here, pushing it down. This is where all the air pressure has come from. If you ever lose air pressure to your CMYK bottles, and a good way to determine that is if you release the actual lids, you don't hear the escaping of the air pressure. So that would be a determination of to put a new one of those, and we do have those in the parts department. So when I get ready to slide this back in, I make sure it's nice and straight. Make sure that the wires don't get tucked up underneath or anything. Just slide it straight back. Alright, make sure none of the air tubes are getting pinched by anything. It should click right into place. I'll use that 3mm Allen wrench again and put my two screws back in here on the side. This is where a long T-handle comes in handy. And you'll put your connectors back on one at a time. Doesn't matter which one you plug in first. They do have to be firmly plugged in and clicked into place. I'll make sure to tuck all my wires back in. Make sure the tubes are connected, nothing's come unplugged. And that's replacing the auto AC board. I will then put my cover back on as well. And we're ready to print again.